Odor. Carry. Arms. Carry. Colors. Forward. March. Left. Face. Present. Colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Please remain standing and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Color. Carry. Colors. Right. Face. Forward. March. Odor. Hall.
Thank you all again for joining us. I'm Cassandra Pullman, and I have the distinct honor of serving as the Executive Director of America250PA. And we are Pennsylvania's official commission working across all 67 counties and more than 500 local communities to lead this once-in-a-generation celebration of our semi-quincentennial. We have launched over a dozen initiatives, and now we are kicking off an epic statewide calendar of events for this momentous year. I'd like to take a quick moment to say thank you. America250PA's semi-quincentennial Founders Circle sponsors make this work statewide possible. Their support strengthens our ability to engage and encourage all Pennsylvanians to take part in commemorating the 250th anniversary. We are grateful for the partnership and shared commitment of Bold Gold Media Group, Comcast NBC Universal, Coterra Energy, Discover NEPA, the Dobbin House Tavern, Dwayne Morris, EQT, Hershey, Highmark, iHeartRadio, Independence Blue Cross, Miracle Commercial, Penske, Settlers Hospitality, UTS, and Wawa. If you please join me in thanking our semi-twin sponsors. So today we gather here in Cumberland County celebrating the start of America's 250th anniversary and the role that communities like this one continue to play in our shared story. In October of 1753, Native leaders and Pennsylvania officials gathered on Carlisle's public square to negotiate what would become the Treaty of Carlisle, sharing intelligence about French expansion into the Ohio Valley. And only a few years later, British troops occupied the town as a frontier defense post during the French and Indian War. The county also helped to shape modern public safety when recruits reported to the Big Spring Hotel in Newville in 1920 for the nation's first state police academy. That story continues today through America250PA's work in Cumberland County, through partnerships with local schools, municipalities, nonprofits, and volunteers. The county has played an active role leading up to this semi-quincentennial year, including a Keystone Classroom Initiative visit to Winding Creek Elementary, helping us reach 50,000 of our youngest Pennsylvanians across all 67 counties. The planting of a Liberty Tree in partnership with the Pennsylvania Freemasons, a Bells Across Pennsylvania installation featured at the Carlisle Veterans Memorial Courtyard, and the award of 2 semi-quincentennial grants to support meaningful, locally driven projects and programming, including $5,000 for the Military Heritage Foundation to expand outreach for last summer's 250 Years of Army History exhibit, and a $20,000 grant for PCN to support programming focused on Pennsylvania's history as part of America's 250th anniversary celebration. And let's not forget, we also had an amazing mobile unit visit to the Shippensburg Community Fair last summer, where families took photos, won prizes, and played Pennsylvania-themed games, but most importantly, were able to share their stories of what makes them most Pennsylvania proud. Together, these efforts connect Cumberland County's past to the people shaping its future, reflecting the creativity, the resilience, and the civic pride that define this community. Today's kickoff recognizes this county as both a steward of its history and an active participant in America's 250th anniversary. I now have the honor of introducing some of our distinguished guests that we have with us today. America250PA is grateful for the support that we receive from leaders and partners across the Commonwealth, including elected officials, America250PA commissioners and advisors, as well as members of our County 250 committees. And again, today we are pleased to have a number of them here with us. First, I would like to welcome Kelly Niederer, well done. Chair of the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners for Summer Months.
Welcome, everyone. On behalf of the Board of Commissioners and the more than 1,000 dedicated employees of Cumberland County, we welcome you and we're proud to join you as we kick off this 250th birthday of our great nation. As Cassandra and her team have traveled across the 67 counties of our great Commonwealth, I'm sure they are discovering how each community has helped shape our nation's history. Cumberland County is no exception. We have a rich and meaningful history deeply rooted in the founding of this country. In fact, just this week, we celebrated our 276th birthday, so we have truly been here from the start. Like during the Revolutionary War, when Cumberland County played a vital role in the fight for independence by providing supplies, food, weapons, and soldiers to the cause. The Carlisle Barracks, now the second oldest active Army post in the U.S., served as a critical supply headquarters. Our county is also home to one of the Revolution's most enduring figures, Carlisle resident Mary Ludwig Hayes, better known as Molly Pitcher. And as the story is well known to Carlilians or Carlisleers, as people may say, her story is when she was serving as a camp follower with the Continental Army at Valley Forge She carried water to the soldiers during the Battle of Monmouth. And when her husband was wounded, she stepped in to load and fire the artillery in his place. And I've often referenced her as the first girl or woman power symbol for the ladies of the county. And as we continue to celebrate America's birthday, I would be remiss if I didn't highlight the remarkable legacy of our nation's founding fathers who made stops in Cumberland County. Benjamin Franklin visited Carlisle to negotiate the Indian Treaty of Carlisle. George Washington mustered troops in the area during the Whiskey Rebellion. Dr. Benjamin Rush wrote the charter establishing Dickinson College, an institution that continues to educate and shape future leaders today. Cumberland County also holds direct ties to 3 signers of the Declaration of Independence: James Wilson, James Smith, and George Ross, who served as Pennsylvania delegates to the Continental Congress in 1776. These men were instrumental in the legal and political development of our region, with James Wilson in particular making Carlisle his home. As we reflect on our history, we need to look forward to the future. We need to continue this legacy by working together for the common good, strengthening our communities, and ensuring that the next 250 years reflect the same spirit of opportunity, unity, and freedom. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next, I would like to introduce Congressman Scott Perry.
Thanks, everybody. What a wonderful occasion, 250 years. And I like to think back to what it must have been like 250 years ago. And I really appreciate the folks and the guys in the color guard for kind of reminding us what at least it looked like. But 250 years ago, this January, the time we're in right now was one of those critical times. I mean, we're here to celebrate America's birthday, but it didn't just happen all at once in July. It was working on it little by little by little. And at this moment, 250 years ago, Boston was under martial law. The port was closed, and General Knox was moving cannons in around the city. And if you think about the time, cannons of that day were the nuclear weapons of today. So they meant business. And George Washington was literally mustering more troops for more brigades to go and actually shell the city of Boston. But really, what really changed things at that moment was Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine wrote and released his pamphlet, Common Sense, which is kind of akin to today's internet. And what it had the force of doing was changing the protest about the tyranny from England into revolution. As a matter of fact, the king declared the colonies in revolution in January 250 years ago, completely solidifying the separation of the colonies from England. And Thomas Paine said, and kind of made this point, England is not our mother. Europe is our mother, the mother of America. And we all left the oppression of Europe, including England, to be free. To be free. That's why we came to America. And so we're not only throwing off the shackles of England, we're throwing off the shackles of all oppressors. And so, look, we have all worked diligently these 250 years to make the Union more perfect, right? We still have a lot of work to do, but we live in an awesome, look at it as the envy of the world. We are the model for the rest of the world to follow. And it is under our charge and the integrity of individuals to keep what we have and continue to make the Union more perfect. So thank you for the opportunity. It's going to be a great year. God bless everybody. God save America.
Thank you, Mr. President. Next, I have the honor of introducing State Senator Greg Rothman, who also serves on the America250PA Commission.
Thank you for all being here. I have had the distinct pleasure of serving on the commission and watching this incredible woman, Senator Palmer, just an energized bunny traveling throughout the state and doing this all over the Commonwealth. And while we celebrate the birthday of America, and let's be clear, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania that we have the honor of representing and living in is not just the birthplace, but it was our industry and our men and women and our timber and our steel and our coal and our blood that helped not just to birth this nation, but then to continue to have it grow into the incredible superpower that we are. So it's an honor to represent the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in the legislature, to serve on the commission, joined by Commissioner P. Barr, one of my heroes. And we're working hard. We've been working hard for many, many years now, and to see it come together, it's like planning your kid's birthday party, and then in 3 minutes, you've been tripped everywhere and kids are on sugar hills. So, but thank you for all being here, and thank you for continuing this torch. And the birthdays are about celebration. It's as you start getting old like Scott, I don't like to celebrate the birthday part, but we are grateful for our past. And, the past is prologue, and if we study the past to make sure that we conserve those things that made America great, but also that we look to the future and make it America even greater. So thank you very much, and thanks for having me. Happy birthday.
Next, I'd like to introduce State Representative Barb Glenn.
Thank you, everyone. I'm really happy to be here today in order to celebrate this great historic moment. We're not only honoring a nation today, but we're celebrating the countless local stories that give birth to the American founding. Cumberland County's history is woven deeply into the fabric of the United States. And many historians have concluded that William Penn's great experiment laid the foundation for our nation, founded on self-governance and ordered liberty. Long before independence was declared here, this land stood as the crossroads of cultures and ideas. Settlers arrived mostly English, German, and Scotch-Irish, with courage, faith, and determination, carving farms, faith, and trade routes out of the wilderness. Cumberland County became a gateway to the frontier, proof that we have always been about opportunity and hope here in our county. And during the American Revolution, as Kelly said, our citizens supplied a lot of food, horses, weapons, and service to these to the Revolutionary War effort. But I do want to also note that our story is not only of war and support service, but growth as well. By farming the rich soil, and of course I'm always going to come back to agriculture, being a farmer myself, we fed a growing nation here out of Cumberland County. Our railroads connected communities, and our schools, churches, and civic institutions reflect the American promise that self-government and volunteerism begin at the local level. Cumberland County has over 300 nonprofits, which is amazing. As we mark 250 years of American independence, Cumberland County reminds us that a constitutional republic is built close to home. It is, our home, our neighbors who show up, by families who work hard, by citizens who believe that the future can be better than the past. This historic year is an incredible opportunity to reflect on our history. But in doing so, we should not, indeed, we cannot overlook and forget the reason for our success. We haven't gotten to where we are by following vague, undefined concepts such as progress or solidarity. No, instead, throughout all 250 years of this great republic, each generation of Americans have been guided by eternal truths declared on July 4th, 1776, that all men are created equal. That government exists by the consent of the people for the purpose of securing their God-given rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These truths, signed by Carlisle resident and founding father James Wilson, animated our countrymen as they defeated monarchy, slavery, fascism, Jim Crow, and communism. As President Calvin Coolidge once remarked, and I like to quote him, no advance, no progress can be made beyond these propositions. If anyone wishes to deny their truth or their soundness, the only direction in which we can proceed historically is not forward, but backward, toward the time where there was no equality, no rights of the individual, no rule of the people. I took in, my family took in a young student from Belgium as far as the foreign exchange program here. And I like to tell people the story that we had around our dinner table one night where he said, I don't understand why America doesn't do what Europe does. And he named some things, and I said, America, this was at the time, it's only 240 years old. I said, you're 2,000 years old or more in some places. And I said, you need to allow America, who is still, basking in our revolutionary freedom, to grow. And not try to push us in the same direction as Europe, which would be left. So it was a great conversation. And I'm just really hopeful that the next 250 years reflect the same courage, self-governance, morality, service, and love of country that have defined Cumberland County since its inception. I'm honored and grateful to represent just a portion of this great county in the greatest nation on earth. And I wish all of our citizens a happy and prosperous American 250.
Thank you, Representative. So in addition to those that you've heard from today who are recognized, I'd also like to acknowledge some other folks we have with us. We have State Representative Cheryl Bozier. Thank you for being here. We also have a number of the Cumberland County Row officers, so thank you for being here. And we have a representative from the Office of United States Senator David McCormick. Thank you for being here. And I would be remiss if I did not thank our local law enforcement, our sheriffs, our Pennsylvania State Police. The Pennsylvania State Police Commissioner is also on the America 250PA Commission. The state police travel with us across all 67 counties, working in tandem with the sheriffs, with local law enforcement to allow us to do our work, but most importantly, that we can hold events like this safely. So let's give a round of applause for all of our law enforcement. So America 250PA is and always has been committed to one mission, reaching every Pennsylvanian. As we look ahead, we are bringing people together through signature events and statewide initiatives designed to meet communities where they are and create lasting connections to this historic moment. A key part of that legacy is our semi-quincentennial bell program, modeled after the replica Liberty Bell gifted to us by England in 1976 for our bicentennial. Each bronze semi-quincentennial bell is a permanent public installation designed to invite reflection, pride, and connection to Pennsylvania's diverse contributions to the overall American story. In 2026, America 250PA will place 3 additional semi-quincentennial bells, including one at the Pennsylvania State Capitol, thanks to our support from the legislature, making our total 6 enduring legacy reminders of this milestone year. The America 250PA Commonwealth Concert Series is also coming up, which will feature 5 free concerts across Pennsylvania, leading up to the Welcome America Festival in Philadelphia. These events will bring top-tier national talent and epic live experiences to communities across the Commonwealth, creating meaningful semi-quincentennial memories for Pennsylvania families and echoing the joy and connection that so many remember from the bicentennial. And a little bit of fun, while you're enjoying the music, we want you to keep an eye out for a couple of America 250PA's signature drinks. We launched, not very good, but we launched Declaration, which is our America 250PA brew in partnership with Runaway Train Brewery. Thank you. And we also launched the America 250PA Commonwealth Cosmo. I don't have any of those. With peach vodka out of the Lehigh Valley. But on a more serious note, one of the most meaningful investments that we are making, it is in our Pennsylvania students and our Commonwealth's future. In recognition of America's 250th anniversary and our Commonwealth's long-standing commitment to education, America 250PA will award $250,000 in semi-quincentennial scholarships to Pennsylvania high school seniors attending an in-state college or university for the 26-27 academic year. These scholarships are creating opportunity and helping to keep the next generation of leaders learning, growing, and building their futures right here in Pennsylvania. The application for the scholarships is open on our website at the end of the month, and we do encourage all Pennsylvania seniors to apply. That commitment continues at the post-secondary level through the Direct Effect Innovation Challenge presented in partnership with the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission. This gives college students the opportunity to develop and pitch creative campaigns. For the last 7 years of this program, the creativity, the talent, and the passion of over 400 participating students from more than 40 institutions across our Commonwealth has demonstrated that our Commonwealth's future is in good hands. We're also honoring service and sacrifice through our Memorial Flag Initiative on May 16th, which will place American flags at veterans' grave sites across Pennsylvania as a visible expression of gratitude and remembrance. And from April through October, the Lecture 250 series will offer free public lectures across Pennsylvania, presented in partnership with 8 organizations exploring the people, the ideas, and the events that not only shaped our Commonwealth, but shaped our nation. And with PCN providing statewide coverage, audiences across Pennsylvania will be able to join in on those conversations. And don't forget, there is still time to sign up for the Road to 2026 as well. This is our health and wellness effort presented in partnership with Independence Blue Cross, Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, and Capital Blue Cross. We want to motivate Pennsylvanians to get out and get healthier by July 4th, but by logging their miles in one of our beautiful state parks. And our America250PA Countdown to 250 mobile experiential unit powered by Penske will be back on the road this spring, traveling the Commonwealth through Independence Day. And lastly, we are especially excited for our last National Pennsylvania Day on July 20th, which we expect to be bigger and better than ever this year. In partnership again with Feeding Pennsylvania, local food banks, and Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful. Volunteers will come together across the Commonwealth to support food distribution efforts and participate in cleanup and revitalization projects, bringing neighbors together to strengthen the places that we all call home. So far, more than 1,000 volunteers have packaged over 30,000 boxes of food for our neighbors, with over $60,000 in mini grants, helping to turn local beautification efforts into lasting impact. And this is just the beginning. All of this is part of a shared effort, one that reaches into every county and every community. No matter where you live in Pennsylvania, there is a place for you in this milestone to learn, to serve, to reflect, but most importantly, for all of us to celebrate together. So I want to take a moment quickly to recognize the work that's happening right here. America250PA's strong foundation is the result of sustained local support from communities across Pennsylvania. Our success depends on local leadership, people who understand their communities, but most importantly, are willing to roll up their sleeves to help shape how this moment is experienced closest to home. And that's why the people in this room are so important. I'm grateful to be joined today by Stacey Snyder, Cumberland County's Chief Clerk, Chief Operating Officer, and America250PA's County Advisor. Through her leadership and partnership, Cumberland County has helped bring our statewide vision to life in a way that feels local and true to this community. Please join me in thanking Stacey, and I invite her for some remarks.
So I'm a crier, so I'm just gonna warn you in advance. I don't have anything that is cry-worthy, except when I start to think about all of the work that's been done and all of the work we have to do this year, I might get a little bit teary-eyed, just telling you in advance. So I have been so incredibly honored to serve as Cumberland County's representative on the County Advisory Committee. It seems like just yesterday, but it's actually been almost 5 years. And so in 2021, I created the Cumberland County America250PA Committee. And if you build it, they will come, and come they did. We have representatives on our committee from local governments, chambers of commerce, educational institutions, historical societies, and nonprofit organizations. The purpose of our committee has been twofold: share events, event planning, individual event planning to ensure coordination and collaboration, opportunities are realized, and also work together to plan and brand events. And I'd like to share just a couple of the events that we have planned in the coming months so that you can prepare your calendars accordingly. So there are exhibits that have opened or will be opening at the Cumberland County Historical Society, at the U.S. Army Heritage and Education Center, and also at Dickinson College, all celebrating America250PA, and really the efforts of our local citizenry as part of the larger efforts. On February 14th, Hope Station's Black Cultural Festival will be at the Carlisle Expo Center. also focusing and being branded by America250PA Cumberland County. Historic Hushman's Mill will host an event featuring guided historic tours of the mill, colonial punch tastings, and the Spirit of Schimmel wood carving exhibition. And I believe that is June 12th and 13th. I didn't type it in my notes. Awesome, thank you. It's a team effort, it's a collaborative effort. Shippensburg History Center has an ordinary tavern night for the evening of June 13th to focus and highlight on the role played by communities across the Cumberland Valley during the Revolutionary War. And that will culminate the next day with the Shippensburg's America250PA parade. I think we're all very excited about the parade. Williams Grove Historical Steam Engine Association has an America's 250th birthday celebration during their Old Train Day show, which is June 19th through the 21st. So some big events, a couple of things that are in the final stages. In early summer, the Army Heritage Center Foundation will launch the Patriots Path. And this is our opportunity for residents, for visitors to kind of walk the path or drive the path across the county, from the West Shore to Shippensburg, to really understand what it might have been like here and all of the contributions, you've heard them, all of the contributions made right here from Cumberland County. There was an article that was just published in the Sentinel, and there are more really exciting details to come. On the first 2 weekends in October, there will be hands-on programs for families and history lovers alike to tell the stories of Mount Holly, including Barnett's Mill, Barnett's Church, Pine School, and the Mount Tabor AME Zion Church and Cemetery. There are more events that are in the planning stages or branding stages, if you will. And Katie has done a really nice job with, we call it a microsite, and in layman terms, it's just a web page that multiple organizations can point to. The easiest way for me to access that, so that's what I'm telling you, is to head over to the county website, click on countywide projects, and select America250PA. And you'll go right to the calendar, provides all of the details about the events I've highlighted and the many more opportunities for you to get out and about in Cumberland County. Some additional details about our committee can also be found on this page. We would love for you to join us. If you're interested, please see me after, or you can check out all of the contact information on the webpage. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stacey. So we are proud now to mark this moment with a ceremonial flag presentation. This presentation reflects the partnership between the Commonwealth and its counties and our shared commitment to honor America's 250th anniversary. So if I could. Stacey's right there. It's my honor to present this to you, Stacey.
Did you all notice the beautiful bunting that we have on the courthouse? And we will find a spot for this as well.
Right here.
Perfect, thank you. Sorry. Perfect. Thank you. Sure.
And as we continue through 2026, the work ahead belongs to all of us. This anniversary gives Pennsylvania the national stage, and what the country sees will be shaped by how well we collaborate, how thoughtfully we engage all of our communities, and how boldly we show up for one another. If we work together, Pennsylvania will do what it has always done, which is lead the nation. I have zero doubt in my mind that we will do that we will do that together, that we will have an epic 2026. So I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for becoming a part of history with us. And this concludes our program, but I have one last pass. Everybody should have their signs. Sophia and Casey are passing them out. They're custom signs for the county. If everyone could join in these two sections of the seating, we want to document this kickoff with a group photo, everyone proudly holding up your Cumberland County signs. So as soon as they're passed out, Casey will come forward and we'll do a photo. I can ask our elected officials to join us as well in the rows in these two center aisles.